Hey guys, welcome to my food channel, The Vegan Cook's Passport, where I aim to cook a vegan version of every national dish in the world. This is the second video. So the country is Albania. Their national dish is called Tavë Kosi. Before we get into that, let me just show you where Albania is. It's a European country in the Mediterranean, just here. The local cuisine is of course heavily influenced by Greece and Italy, but there's a heavy Turkish influence as well from when the country was under the control of the Ottoman Empire. And that's something you're going to easily see in the dish we're going to cook today. This one was tricky. So Tavë Kosi consists of lamb, yogurt and eggs. So it's not that vegan friendly, to be honest. I've used tofu to replace the lamb. It's really important that you get either firm or extra firm tofu if you want to get that meaty texture. Another thing about the tofu, when you buy it, it comes in the pack with a bit of liquid, and the tofu itself is full of liquid. It's kind of like a sponge. You need to get all that liquid out because that's pretty much just water. It doesn't taste of anything. You do that by taking the tofu out of the pack, put it on a plate, put a heavy weight on top of the tofu and leave it for at least 30 minutes, and then just discard the water that comes out. Then we'll introduce flavors into the tofu using the marinade. The longer you marinate it for, the more flavor it's going to have, so preferably at least overnight. To replace the eggs, I'm going to use chickpea flour and water. You can also use the liquid left over from canned chickpeas. I'm also going to use a little bit of Himalayan black salt, which is called Kala Namak. Now this stuff is not the same as the pink salt you'd find. This is really sulfurous. If you can't find it or you don't want to buy it, you can just leave it out. But if you really want that eggy flavor, this stuff's great. For the yogurt, I'm just going to use coconut yogurt. It's easy and delicious. You can find a full list of all the ingredients below. Let's get started. For the marinade, grab a Tupperware container and add 1 tablespoon of white miso paste, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 2 cups of warm water. Stir with a spoon until the miso paste has completely dissolved. Cut the tofu into 2-inch pieces, then add to the marinade. Pop the lid on and leave for at least 1 hour, but preferably overnight for maximum flavour. When the tofu is ready, you can start by making the chickpea flour and yogurt sauce. Take half a cup of chickpea flour and gradually add half a cup of water with a fork, making sure there are no lumps. Add 1 teaspoon of the Kala Namak black salt, 1 teaspoon of nutritional yeast flakes, and 1 1/4 cups of coconut yogurt. Mix well, then set aside for later. Drain the tofu with a sieve, but don't throw away the marinade. Pour half a cup of white flour into a container, add a teaspoon of dried oregano, add the tofu, pop the lid on, and shake it at least as hard as a Polaroid picture, or until the tofu has been completely covered by the flour. Fry the tofu with olive oil over a medium-high heat. Fry until the tofu is lightly browned, around 3 minutes. Transfer the browned tofu to a plate, add a glug of olive oil to the pan, then add 1/8 of a cup of washed basmati rice and a clove of minced garlic. Fry for 1 minute, but make sure to stir constantly so it doesn't burn. Add half a cup of the tofu marinade and half a cup of water. Then let that boil for 5 minutes. Turn off the heat, then add the yogurt sauce and the tofu. Make sure the tofu is submerged under the sauce, then sprinkle 1 teaspoon of oregano on top. Pop the lid on, then bake in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 40 minutes. When it's done, the top should be lightly golden and the yogurt mix should be firm. And here it is, Albanian Tavë Kosi vegan style. It's quite a rich dish, so I'd recommend having it with maybe a green salad, some steamed veggies, something to lighten it up. If you're looking to have this with a glass of wine, Australian or Californian Chardonnay, something rich to match the richness in the dish. If you like this video, please click like, subscribe to my channel, And tune in next week where I'll be cooking a vegan version of the national dish of Algeria. See you later.